Good afternoon to my fellow family, friends, and colleagues. It's your girl Charity, aka Queen of Divas, and I'm here to give you your weekly encouragement today. I know you're used to seeing me early in the morning, probably about doing about 10 or 11 and posting about 12 o'clock, no later than 12 o'clock in the afternoon. But over this weekend, I've been dealing with preparation, recuperation, and celebration because I am now going, it's the beginning. My chapter is now starting to roll where you can actually read the words off the page. So the milestones are starting to come down. So I had to take me a little time to recuperate and celebrate a little bit more, which I mentioned a little bit on, touch a little bit on a little bit later. But that is just because that is my preparation. As I told you at the beginning of this year, that's the preparation for my manifestation. Because that's what's going to be happening. That's what's happening for me now. And it's going to happen for you as well. You just got to believe it. You just got to know within yourself it's happening for me now. So, today, just tell yourself it's happening for me now because it's my time. It's my season. It's my year. Just tell yourself that. It's my time. It's my season. It's my year. Oh, I'm going to get mine now. I'm not getting mine later. I'm getting mine now. Ain't no soon. It's going to be sooner than later, but it sure ain't going to be later. I'm getting mine now. Right now. Because that's what I'm telling myself. I'm getting mine now. I ain't worried about it. I'm going to get mine now. Because mine's going to happen this year because that's what I desire and that's what I prayed about. And that's what God promised me. And when Jesus promised, ain't nothing else you can say about that. Well, for today, for a couple of minutes, I'm going to give you a little bit of encouragement, a little motivation that I used when I was personally coaching myself, talking amongst others. If I had to give it a title today, it would be To Succeed and Not Settle. Well, what do you mean by that, Charity? What do you mean? I mean, don't you want to settle? Don't you want to settle down? Ain't that what you're supposed to do? I'm glad you asked. I can most definitely emphasize on it for you. A lot of times, as I told you this year, this is the year where everything is lined up for you. It's about you just putting forth the action and the effort to bring it forth, to open the door. The door has already got your name on it and can't nobody else go through it because it's yours. But it's about you putting forth the effort to open up that door. Regardless of how creative you are in doing that, it's just the main root response is you opening that door to receive what's behind that door. It's just like The Price is Right. There's something behind every curtain and every wall, but you've got to choose which door and which curtain that you're going to open. So, a lot of times, when we are in that mode of going through the process of trying to bring forth that which we desire and have prayed for, a lot of times because of the pressure and what we are going through and having to endure to get to the end, to get to that final place that we're looking for, a lot of times we just decide after a while to just settle for it, not do nothing. We decide to settle instead of succeeding, because you only succeed when you put forth the effort. You don't succeed when you settle. But a lot of times, because of the pain and the endurement of what we got to go through, we give up before it even comes around. And that's why the word for this week is to succeed, not settle. Do not get weary, as the Bible says, in well doing, for you shall reap if you faint not. The Bible also says, for much whom is given, much is required. You've got to put in more effort to gain more benefit. It's not the other way around. You don't put in the same amount of effort and get as much as you want. You put in whatever you want and get whatever out that you just sowed in. There's no more, there's no less. But a lot of times as human beings, we do that. We do ask for certain things. We ask for the child, to carry, on your taxes, to get assistance when it comes to government, whether it's housing, food stamps, Medicaid, whatever it may be. To get assistance with other things, credits and all that. But then when the child get here, a lot of people don't like to take care of the child. They just, oh Lord, that's too much. Oh God. They ask for the helpmate, the spouse, but then when the spouse comes around, you can't invest or give no effort or attention or action into your own relationship, and not even the spouse. So that's the purpose, because a lot of times when that new chapter is about to start in your life, that's usually how it is tested amongst how bad do you want it. Are you really ready for it? And that comes through the form of testing you under the most fire and pressure to see, are you sure you're ready for this? And it don't feel good, but the main thing you got to do is endure. Because once you endure to the end, you will succeed. Regardless of what pain you had to see, you will succeed. It will work out in your favor. But you got to know that I've got to go through this, and I've got to succeed and not settle. Because when you settle for less than what you deserve, less than what you actually desired, and less than your worth and your value. And that right there you don't want to do. You want all that is inquired and entitled to you. You don't want just some. You don't want none of it. You want what's yours. It's going to take some work and some effort. It ain't going to be easy, nor is it going to be a piece of cake, nor a walk in the park. But guess what? Take my word for it. It's going to be worth it. I was telling my cousin, I give a great testimonial metaphor. I told my cousin, I said, it's about like if you got a successful mindset. You ever heard the song back in the olden days that used to say the downward road is crowded? Because you see everybody going that way. When you go, that's why they call the heavenly road, that Christianity road, straight and narrow. Because there's very few people on that path. Far and few between. Everybody's spaced out, unlike the downward road. And the same thing with the mindset of being successful. A lot of people is down here in Peasantville. That's what I told my cousin. A lot of people is in Peasantville. A lot of people, because they don't want that. Now they look at where the queen and royalties abides and love it and want it and say, I can handle it. When they climb up that mountain and get to the top, though, whoever makes it past the mountain, then they get mad because you got to work once you get up there. Because they mad because you get all this, but ain't nobody handing it to you. You've got to work. So then they say, oh, I'm not staying here. I'm going back to where I was. Now, of course, they go back to Peasantville, enjoy being lackadaisical, and a couple of weeks later, look back up at the royalty and say, they selfish. I don't like those folks. But I'm here to tell you right now, you ain't selfish. That's just the successful mindset. Most folks don't have that. But I'm going to tell you today, through this week, you've got to have that to succeed and not settle. You are not meant to settle. You are meant to succeed. You are the one on that throne. Don't come down off of it. And don't tend to anybody that decide to stay in Peasantville. You tend about your own business and become the success story that you were meant to be. I got one sitting right here that's going to be graduating from pre-K this year, along with his mama graduating with a bachelor's this year. If I can do it, you can too. Okay? All right. That's all I have for you today. Just know that your girl, Queen of Divas, tune in next week to your weekly encouragement. And know that I love you. Okay? Be strong and you can make it. Bye-bye.